Dang, my bad. What's up, y'all? How's it going? It's third. We're gonna do this right. Yeah, yeah. Hey yo, microphone check 1 2 1 2. It's the DYD through coming through to you. My computer just took a little dirt nap. So I promise I'ma bring it right back. Even if I gotta be up on the phone, you can see right now that I can control whatever I'm on. Yes, that's just me, and I'm really that prone. It's just third degree, and I'm back within the zone with a new freestyle. I smile even in the work of stress, even if it's a mess. I got Jess by my side, but you really can't see her. And I don't know what is going on with the computer, but I'm about to do you something really solid. Let me go and plug it in, and I'ma be real solid. We got another guest on the show, so let's go ahead and just let it go. Whoa. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good?
What is good?
What's going on?
Oh man, a lot. The devil's trying to mess with me right now.
Well, we got the gang back together, man. What's up, my beautiful people?
Hey, what's going on?
What's
Long
good?
time no see.
Long time no see. How you been?
Good. Been working my business.
How's the
And
business going?
It's going excellent. Yep, so I'm
Good.
over here chilling, eating my vegetables.
Oh shit!
I ate some salad earlier, so I'm not mad.
I'm happy to start with y'all today.
Nice romaine lettuce.
Oh, what's good?
No, I'm sorry, yo. Mine was spinach.
What's up, Melvin?
What's good? What's good?
Man, another day in the life, man. Living the dream.
There we go. There we go.
How y'all been though, man? What's everybody been up to? I know Tisha been busy. I see her every day on Facebook working. You know what I'm saying?
On Fridays, I went to Clippers games with my son, and then we had to prep for the championship. And then what else
Yes.
did we do? We did something else, and Friday.
Nah,
That's
yeah.
why I typed in. I'm trying to be dad of the year because whatever he wants
Yeah,
to go.
shit. You're doing a good job, sir. You know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
it.
I
Appreciate
see
it.
y'all out there winning championships and watching the Oceanside Clippers or whoever the hell it is.
Yeah, San Diego Clippers.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Damn.
Good job, Jess. We know you fixed it.
It was echoing off of Third's forehead. That's what
Damn.
messed it up.
Dang.
That echolocation done fucked it up.
I didn't hear anything that he said, so
Well, the whole wide world heard it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
what'd you say? What's up, Stro? How you doing?
Hey, what's good? What's good? I was just telling him how you like Island of the Blue Dolphin. How that's your favorite book.
I don't get it.
I'm just playing.
Oh, retarded. What's up, Jess? What's going on with you? How you feeling, man? You all right today?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Sorry, I'm a little bit out of whack. My computer literally died. I was doing work. I forgot to charge it, and so it's charging right now as we speak.
Look, you done messed up Melvin's internet. He done fell off the map.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. There you go. I thought you went Melvin mode on us.
Lesson learned. At least set up at least like 30 minutes prior, so we can work out any bugs and kinks. So lesson learned.
Hey, man,
All right.
right.
I know Melvin's internet's ratchet, and my day has been kind of ratchet right now. So, oh man, I gotta upload the ratchet dude.
Oh, this guy. This guy. This guy.
I have
It was
no
there.
Run a
words.
clip.
It was there, and then it just, But anyway, so what's been going on with you guys? Oh, thank God.
We answered this question like 3 times.
More ratchet news.
Random
Well,
clip.
some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still gotta talk about it. So let's go. Well, before we get into the ratchetness, let's go ahead and send our condolences and prayers to the family of Roberta Black. She passed away recently. She dropped classics like Feeling Soft and just countless others. We be here all day, but she was a legend, and her. Thank you for your contribution to music. R.I.P. Well, Quez's favorite president, Trump, says paid to stay. Trump suggests selling U.S. gold cards for $5 million to foreigners seeking U.S. residence. Man, see, I'm telling you, he don't like the broke minorities. He only likes the rich ones. He can tolerate and get something from the benefit. You know what I mean? But that's a whole completely different story. And by the way, I'm just joking. That ain't Quez's favorite president. You know what I'm saying? His favorite president is Joe Biden. Moving on. Simon Gubadibia, Portia Williams, the strange husband, is detained by ICE. That's crazy. Crazy. Moving on. The entire Alabama PD was placed on leave after grand jury declared it operated as a criminal enterprise. I wonder which city this was. Or actually Coleman County, huh? You have to look into this one. I want to know what the hell they was out there doing, Moving on. They're saying that there's a new MJ documentary, Leaving Neverland or something, whatever. Part 2, the sequel to that one. Well, you're saying facts don't lie, people do. But what facts have the documentary actually presented that show Michael Jackson in a guilty light? You know what I mean? That's just me. But we will talk about this at a different date. Maybe after the documentary. Moving on. Speaking of MJ, though, Rolling Stone has ranked The Lady in My Life as the weakest track on Michael Jackson's Thriller album. I mean, what's up with all the Michael Jackson hate? You know what I mean? But if we're going to choose the weakest song on that whole album, it had to be The Girl Is Mine. The doggone Girl Is Mine. The lyric was just cheesy to me. But everything on that album, besides that song, was just fire. You know what I'm saying? Especially Lady in My Life. That's a true baby-making classic. Moving on. This dude, Lil Meech, is still out there with the ops. He's out there taking videos with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather. I guess we ain't never going to get that BMF season 4 thanks to this clown. All right, moving on. But with that being said, there's some people out there that are just as real as this. There's fake as a $3 bill. Moving on. The Game promotes a new Kanye West collaboration by shooting his shot in Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles' DM. Crazy, and why? You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Papa's House featuring Damon Wayans Sr. and Jr. has been ordered for a full season at CBS. Shout out, because I actually like that show, and I'm a huge fan of the Wayans, so I'm supporting and rooting for them in any aspect. Let's go. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. He's out there killing it. You know what I'm saying? But he's interviewing Suge Knight. Suge Knight's causing trouble from behind the jail cell. And, pretty much alleging that, Snoop has something to play in Tupac's unaliving. And Snoop just responded saying, this nigga won't stop talking about me because I own Death Row. I realize your lies, Hey, saga continues. We should keep you tuned in. Moving on. White woman sues IVF clinic after giving birth to a black baby. Moving on. Happy Black History Month to her, right? All right, moving on. Latasha Scott opens up about family struggles, divorce, and departure from Escape and Residuals Challenge. But she could have picked up the phone to call her peoples. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It seems kind of fishy. I don't even know the backstory. Somebody fill me in. Moving on. Atlanta police blame Lil Baby for a deadly gang shooting that claimed the lives of two 13-year-old boys in 2024. This is crazy. We'll keep you tuned in as the story develops. Moving on. Joe Biden shares a marriage to commemorate Black History Month. Black history is American history. He quotes, as Black History Month comes to an end, we continue to celebrate incredible contributions of Black Americans to our country. Black history is American history. Black culture is American culture. And he actually, did a lot of black first, I guess to make up for some of the wrong that he did in the early 90s. So, hey, shout out to him. Moving on. Halle Berry responds to critics of her love life saying she can't keep a man. But I don't give a damn. That's still Halle Berry, you know what I mean? Moving on. Hey, it's still Black History Month. And so go out and go support a black business tomorrow, March 1st in the Fairfax district. Nipsey Hussle's brother, Black Sam, is opening up Marathon Burger. Support, and salute to Black Sam. Moving on. Actor Gene Hackman and his wife was found unalived in their home, police say. Sad, RIP to the both of them. We'll keep you posted. Moving on. Transgender U.S. service members will be separated from military, Pentagon memo says. I wonder what they're going to do if some of their best service members are actually trans people. You know what I mean? So that's another topic for another day. Moving on. Member looked at his lawyer as he was convicted. Killer stared down his lawyer as judge hands him a life sentence. I mean, what did you expect? What, you think she's going to get you off for something that you probably did? I don't know, man. Accountability. Moving on. ICE raids family-owned restaurant, arrest owners. Look, moving on. Jim Jones challenges Cameron to a fight in the ring. Blocks his head off, quote unquote. Okay, moving on. A woman has a baby with the son, stepdad, and brother-in-law. All three kids by 21. Ratchet. Moving on. The U.S. Department of Education has launched a portal to report diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts at public schools. They're reporting any of y'all that's going to be teaching Black history, or doing anything special for any type of special folk. Moving on. NFL star Stephon Diggs filed a lawsuit against Basketball Wives star Milan Hernandez for alleged assault with an extortion attempt. Good luck, bruh. Moving on. Well, before we move on, y'all got to stop wifing up these hoes. Leave the hoes alone, Jesse. Leave the hoes alone. Moving on. Will Smith and India Martinez kissed during Primero Los Nostros performance sparked reactions. But you know, Will, you just slapped the taste out of somebody's mouth for, Moving on. Emma Watson announces she's self-partnering and clarifies what it means. Whatever that means. Can't you just say you just single? Moving on. Last but not least, President Trump, Vice President Vance, and Ukrainian President Zelensky into a heated exchange during a White House meeting. Quote, "You're gambling with World War III," end quote, what Trump said, and then he kicks him out. That's all the ratchet I got for y'all. Peace. Well, I'm Third Degree, and we'll leave the lights on for you. Peace. Enjoy the show.
Yes, sir. I don't know what Third got going on here.
I mean, either this is just,
Hey,
I don't know.
we okay, man. What y'all like from the ratchet news, man? Give it to me. Let's get into it.
The only one I can give info about is the Portia and her husband being detained by ICE. He has overstayed his welcome twice. He's been on here with work visas, and he's overstayed his welcome twice. The third time was like, we're not having it. So,
Okay. Well, she should have married me. You know what I'm saying? Should have got married, bro. You wouldn't have that with no work visa. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to play the game. Yeah. Now you've been played, sucker. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens there. Yeah, I didn't know he was on a work visa. I didn't like, shoot.
Yeah, he's not a citizen.
Who is he?
He's if I used to watch the reality shows a long time ago, then I stopped, and then I saw this. Then I saw this come across this week about him being deported, or caught by ICE, and I went back and researched it and found out why. So other than that,
What's his name?
I don't know.
What's his
I'm
name?
not- I don't know. I'm not that invested.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who he is. I don't know who Portia is. I'm
Yeah.
like, the car? Dave's snowing? It's snowing. A Porsche's on ice. That's all I knew.
Mhm. Yeah.
There
So.
you go. What's up, Adoration?
Hey,
Adoration. Hey,
Adoration.
girl.
What's good, Queen? What's good?
Good. Late as always.
Hey,
Girl, you got an excuse. You not in the USA.
You
Right.
hear? That's all that matters. You hear? That's
It's because I always
all that
get to
matters.
bed late on the weekend, on the Friday.
Mhm.
And then I wake up late, like, oh my God.
Yeah,
What-
that party
what-
life, girl. You gotta stop it.
Oh yeah, because it's
Yeah,
Saturday
I
out
be
there.
partying. I be watching Netflix with my brothers. Ain't no partying over here.
Adoration said she's partying for Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's
Taiwan is boring, y'all. Taiwan's boring. There's nothing to do here.
for real.
I mean, you can go out, but it's not a good
It's-
party scene. It's just boring.
It's cheap to live there, right?
Not as cheap as Thailand. It's okay. I mean, cheaper than the States, obviously. Way cheaper than the States. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's not Thailand cheap, but it's okay. It's cool.
Thailand's not bad, but
Yeah. Pricing is not bad, but
Yeah, good stuff. Which one you prefer to live in though?
Thailand, definitely. The weather over here, I don't like cold weather at all.
Oh, it's cold over there.
It gets cold. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's freezing because I haven't had snow in forever.
Mike check, can y'all hear us?
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
like
sir.
yeah.
All right. I need a drink.
Man,
that.
yeah, you need better
You're
Wi-Fi
just-
or something.
That's not the Wi-Fi. It's I don't want none of your drink. Yep.
She got the Stanley Cup. You better be honored.
Man,
Hell
it's just
no.
one of them days. One of them days. How y'all doing?
Hey,
What's
the
the
show
drink?
must go on, sir. You know what
It
I'm
must
saying?
go on.
But look, it is okay, man. What's our first topic of discussion? Because we got things to do.
What you got to do?
This show. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right. we got arguments now.
We've been
right
sitting over
now.
here waiting on you for 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Man, my bad. It's all technical difficulties and whatnot.
I know it.
So
Yeah, because your mic sounds horrible too.
it does.
Mhm.
It does. Let's just go ahead and do it like this.
Now, don't push no more buttons. You know what I'm saying? Don't push nothing else, bro. Now, look,
He done disappeared.
Mhm.
this man here.
A lot of
Hell
people forgot.
no. Hey, I watched a quick clip about the Zelensky and Trump meeting. though. I didn't watch the actual one. They said they was in there tripping.
It was 10 minutes long. It was crazy. I watched it
You
several times.
watched it?
I watched it live and I watched it several times.
What was it?
President Zelensky was visiting the White House to
Mhm.
sign a precious metal mineral deal because he's getting strong armed by Trump and JD Vance. And so behind the scenes before that video took place, they had private conversations and Zelensky was saying, "Hey, I need reassurance because if I sign this mineral contracts giving you these titanium and all these precious metals, and then Russia comes in and takes and
Mhm.
invades me again for the third time, breaks the peace treaty for the third time, then what happens? I lose my country and you get precious metals?" So he was like, "Well, what reassurances do I have?" And then Trump was like, "None right now." And then they had that press conference, and it was
Mhm.
just an ambush where it was an embarrassment. Nothing good came of it. People on the right are gonna say it made Trump look strong. People on the left are gonna say it's embarrassing. But the world news, the Europe, they said America's no longer like the flag bearer for freedom because we're not acting like we're
Right.
a superpower.
Where's the lie? Where is the
And-
lie?
and so-
Have we ever been? I'm trying to figure out why
The
we
thing
was
is
the
this
flag
though,
bearer.
we
You know what I'm
have, okay,
saying?
not we, but America has posed as that. That's
Yes,
why
yes.
the
Yeah,
countries look to us as this freedom symbol.
Mhm.
And that's why America had so much power, because the countries of the earth, they pander to America like America's this great
Yes.
anti-bully campaign.
Mhm.
America's making it very clear that they're not that anymore, and countries are withdrawing. Without
Well-
you can't be a bully if the other bullies aren't going to support you at the table. Now the
Yes.
table's leaving. They're like, well, we don't like you anymore. And that
They
goes
don't
back to
they don't
saying,
really need us anymore either. It's they could partner with
they don't.
they could partner with all over the country now. Like
They can
the
partner
world
with
is
themselves.
smaller now, and we don't have to take steamboats. We don't have to use
America-
steam engines. The world is
Listen,
smaller.
it got to
Steamboat.
our head. It got to
So-
America's head that they were all this and that. People about to.
People are not happy. So
It didn't
Yeah.
get to America's head. They got to a few people's heads.
It got to
Well-
Donald Trump's head.
it's
It
the
wasn't
true
America's
number
head.
is it
Not all
got
of
to fucking 36% of America because those are the Trump supporters.
Sure.
That's it. That's
Well,
who it
Trump
got to.
remorse is trending on Twitter because, like everybody
Oh,
said,
yeah.
the FO stage
Oh,
is coming.
there's because the budget bill they just signed is $800 billion, and it's going to take away Medicare, it's going to take away Medicaid, and it's going to do all these things, and it also added 4.5 trillion to the deficit.
Mhm.
So it doesn't make any sense when poor people are going to lose their health care and rich people are going to get a tax break. So now you can
Mhm.
buy your next $1 billion yacht, but now people can't afford because he signed that executive order ending price for insulin to be
Yeah.
$35. So now it's back up to $600 sometimes.
Yep.
So now people are dying for diabetes, but
Yep.
the billionaires could, like Elon Musk, could make another 100 billion. He makes $8 million a day.
Disgusting.
Okay, there we go.
Disgusting.
So and that's what a lot of Trump supporters don't realize is they are closer to missing four paychecks and being homeless than they are to being a billionaire.
Thank
And
you.
so
Thank
that is the mindset that most of them forget. Like you could work. There's only around 1,000 billionaires, but we have 8 billion people on this planet. 8.5
Mhm.
billion people. So
Mhm.
that dream of I'm gonna be Elon Musk, you can make it, but it's small.
It's getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, and so
Most
That's-
definitely.
that's the problem
Hey,
where
man.
they think they're gonna be these millionaire titans instead of, you know what, if I miss these 2 paychecks, if I get hurt on the job, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
homeless. My family's gonna be homeless.
Mhm.
And
Well,
so
well,
you-
well, what we just witnessed with this last election is that people like to vote against their best interests. You know what I'm saying? There's a conversation I had with Third probably
Mhm.
a week ago. People are unknowingly betting against the house. You know what I'm saying? On purpose, and it's stupid to me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? To watch people do it, and
They
then,
do it as
then
long as
turn
somebody else
around.
don't get hurt.
Yeah, turn around and your husband getting gaffled by ICE, or you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hey, you call and talk about, hey, black people help us and all this type. No,
Mm-mm.
we told y'all not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ran over there. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
And
I've been
now it's-
begging people.
Now it's FAFO season. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I call it. I call it the FAFO season.
Yes.
It is
Yep.
FAFO season, man. So
This is
y'all
great.
enjoy that. I'm gonna be sitting here with my cup and
Yeah.
watching the show.
but I wish it was that easy, but it's gonna affects
Oh,
all of us.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna
It-
affect me overseas.
And
Mhm.
Our passport status
it's a
is like-
trickle down of what's to happen because our kids are going to pay that national debt. Our taxes are going to go up to pay that national debt. There's no way around it.
everywhere.
And so it doesn't make any sense other than people are choosing hate other
Yes.
than
Yes.
hate and instant gratitude over knowledge and prosperity. And so that is the problem that we have is, well, I'm going to own the libs, but you don't
Yeah.
have health insurance. You're,
Literally,
he's not
and my
taking
lady's
it.
like,
He's
she's
not
like,
taking
oh,
anything.
I don't
Trump
know
is
what
going
happened to my.
Hey,
up,
Like she
man.
said,
running up to the election. Trump was
Affordable
going to
Care
bring
Act.
peace. Remember, Trump was going to bring peace, and then he's attacking Zelensky like he invaded Russia. He's said he's going to take over Panama by
Mhm.
military force. He said he's gonna take over Greenland by military force. Canada's the 51st state and might be taken over by us. And then
Embarrassed.
the news article today is that they arrested a Mexican cartel kingpin because the U.S. is flying drones over Mexico with the Mexican president's permission. But the thing is, they also said that America, well, some hawks say America has the right to unilaterally go in and kill them. And they're like, wait, we're a sovereign country. You can't just, you talking about you hate people just going in your country. How about we go kill somebody? That's what Mexico's saying. Well, how about we go kill some of our enemies over there on your land? Like, how would you feel? You just don't get to bully everybody around.
Hey, man. Hey, once again, my people, this is y'all opportunity, man. That's how I look at it. This is y'all opportunity, man. To force yourself into creating solutions that benefit those people around you and the people that you care about. It's time to practice group economics. You know what I'm saying? Even though it may cost a little bit more, but during this time, the one thing that was proven is everybody rallied around anti-black hatred. You know what I'm saying? And then it turned into, oh shit, we out here by ourselves now. So you know what I mean?
But I don't.
It's
Hey,
time to
Queen
use that
D,
power.
how's it
What's
going?
up, D?
Hey.
It's
But
time
I don't think everybody left. Half of the Mexican voted for Trump. We can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Sure.
And so
I'm
there's
not throwing anybody out. I'm telling my community that you guys need to start practicing group economics, because during this time, you know what I'm saying, you see it's going to be a large wealth transfer during this next 4 years. So you need to do what you need to do, however big or however small you can do it, right? Even if it's just giving two brothers a job or helping the youngsters in the neighborhood get some equipment to cut grass, whatever it is, man. Start practicing these group economics, because it's going to be a struggle for a minute. Truth be told, that I understand.
They said eggs are going to go up 40% by the end of this year.
Oh, it's
Well,
going to be.
What's that?
I'm going to kidnap some chickens. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Eggs are predicted to go up 40% by the end of the year due to bird flu.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Oh, question. Kidnap some chickens.
That's all right. I'm about to become vegan. I ain't eating no eggs.
They're going to be roughly around 18.
I'm
going to give up the eggs too?
Yep.
Damn.
I am.
That's what I'm
Anybody
talking
spending
about.
that much for eggs? I'm not doing it.
Hey,
y'all talking about kidnapping chickens? You better hope your chickens lay eggs.
You probably
if they don't lay
save a lot.
eggs, you just go
You
have
save a lot of
chicken.
money, LT. You save a lot of money. I might have to go vegan too.
Grow my
saving
own
a lot
stuff.
of money.
And grow my own stuff.
Bio Muppet says pouring into the local community is going to be key. And then Cheryl says better buy some live chickens.
Y'all better hope them live chickens lay eggs. My dad used to have chickens, and a lot of them don't lay eggs. They give them meat. So they're going to turn into poultry. You're going to end up eating them.
Yeah.
I know.
It's turned into an 8-piece. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind.
Y'all be clowning me about my tofu scrambles and everything else. Y'all better they taste just like eggs.
We gonna be starving, and Deidre's like, this is just a Tuesday for me.
That's it.
That's it. Over there stealing recipes. I don't know how to make this tofu shit. Hold on,
no.
check out
so easy. So easy.
I don't know nothing about it.
Y'all clown me. That's gonna be the only y'all thing y'all gonna be able to eat is vegetables.
Now,
Well,
toes
That's
are
gonna be
always
some
on the
bullshit.
menu. So
I'm gonna
toes
be,
are always on the menu.
I'll be eating some squirrel or something, man. I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
I need
good.
some. I need some.
I heard it takes about 4 months for a chick to start laying eggs.
Exactly. And that's if they lay them.
4 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, we got 4 years ahead of us. You better get some chickens now.
He ain't leaving in
Mhm.
4 years.
Figure out
Yeah.
who's dinner and figure out who's dinner and who's productive. You know what I'm saying?
And at the rate he's moving, who knows what it's going to be like after his term?
He's
It
not
might be
leaving. He's not leaving in 4 years. They
that
have
part.
people already putting amendments. They want amendments to the Constitution saying he
There
can
you go.
run again,
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
and he's going to probably suspend elections, and then because he's already testing
Mhm.
the courts. What happens if we're on unprecedented times if the president doesn't listen to the courts?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That is a constitutional crisis, and we are headed towards fascism.
And he already changed the laws. Well, like he said, like if you're a college student and you don't pass certain criteria, you can't vote. Like, what does that even mean? Pass certain criteria. If you don't
That
agree with him, you can't vote. Let's just be
he,
straightforward.
he can't change that just like, but he's doing it, and that's
Well,
the
people are
part.
peacefully protesting, and he's getting them deported. So, you
Yeah,
know,
it does. And he's threatened to have them jailed with the MS-13 over there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said they're going to have American citizens over there in that jail. And where do you think he's going to put the black people?
That's a
We're
good
going-
question.
Exactly, Melvin. Exactly.
We're going to go to Cuba, and we're going to go to right there next to our brothers and sisters, our Mexican brothers and sisters. Because they can hold 40,000, but they're making money off of private prisons. The
Yeah.
stock for private prisons
Exactly.
doubled.
Exactly.
And most of his cabinet sits on the boards of those private prisons.
Yep.
So it's a money making machine. And so right now we're losing. And so
Haven't we been having private prisons for a long time? You know, I got to play advocate, man, just a little bit.
Please
So
do.
what?
the
Yeah,
stocks
that's
the
all we know
stocks for
about that.
private prisons have been lowered, and it depends on what state you're in. Because in California they sign a specific contract, so the contracts, I forgot when it's up, but they have to have a certain amount of prisoners in that jail, and they charge them $90 a day, up to I think it was up to $400, depending on if it's maximum security or whatever. So
Exactly.
so they sign those contracts, and it's the same people in the government that
but that's what I'm saying. This
sending the
was
police.
before Trump, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So we can't blame all that on him. You know what I
No,
mean?
but
No,
he's
no,
making
I don't-
he made it easier when he
But
said, I'm going to give
the
them
point is-
immunity.
Well, I mean,
The point is now they have the idea and the concept of private prisons already going, and they're like, hey, there's a whole bunch more money out there that we can get. We can fill up how many more prisons with all these immigrants and
Yep.
people
The first-
that we're gonna arrest for
the
no
Yeah,
first
this whole
term
thing is a
was-
straight up
Yeah.
money grab. Everything that's
Yeah.
going on is a money grab.
everything.
Everything.
The first
That's it.
term was just a test trial. It was just a test trial. Now
Right.
now we see the real Project 25. He said he didn't know nothing about it.
Mhm.
And now that person that wrote it is in his cabinet. He hired, I think, like he's done 16 out of the 25 things on a list from Project 25. So
so
it's
fast.
all these
I
people
said it.
that
Already.
said, hey, that thing is not existing, blah, blah, blah. And now we don't have because we're thinking America's going to be the same way as it always is.
Nope.
America's not going to be the same
Nope.
way. If he gets his
Nope.
way, it's not going to be anything like that. We're not going to have a say. That's the whole point of it.
Not
You
at all.
don't have rights under a dictatorship, and that's what he wants.
and how long do y'all think that's gonna last? Just being realistic, if it even happens at all. 'Cause to be honest with you, I don't see it being a reality. That's just my personal opinion.
He's already
There's a
attempted
lot
to
of fear mongering in the conversation about it. But there's
think
one
about
thing I
this.
know. Hold
It's
on.
already happening.
Go ahead, Quest.
There's one thing that I know for sure, two things for certain. That shit's all fine and dandy until, you know, Caucasian people are inconvenienced. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good in theory, right? Until Caucasian people don't get along with each other long enough.
Absolutely
If there ain't no black people around them. You know what I'm saying? That's been their common bond in white supremacy, is that they have black people to hate on. So when left to their own devices, they tend to eat each other up. You know what I mean? If you look at throughout history
true.
and all that.
Yes.
So how long do you think this is gonna run before white people get mad and get to shooting?
It's gonna be a long time, because
Yeah.
people are voting to have their own health care taken away. They don't care because it's a cult mentality. And if the parallels of history say anything, like Hitler's final solution was to gas the Jews. His first solution was to become from a democracy to a dictatorship. In 1 month, he did that. So in 1 month, what has Trump done? He's fired the black general. He's tried to attempt to change the Constitution said, well, the 14th Amendment should be changed, birthright citizenship. And how can you just say, I'm going to sign this paper without Congress, 3/5 of Congress, and change the Constitution? So he's already attempting to change the Constitution right before our eyes, and nobody's saying anything, because they're like, oh.
But here's the thing, though. There are white people who are up in arms, screaming, yelling, burning flags, marching.
Yeah,
nobody
but
cares.
the problem is,
I keep trying to tell people is what's happening in America right now, respectfully, is white people's karma. Now, black people just need to get out the way and, you know, focus on themselves. Everybody else is getting moved out of the way, whether they get moved out of the way by force or by will. But this is white people's karma.
What a lot of people don't understand is the people right behind him were all the tech bros, all the billionaires and everything. So if Elon Musk says, and he's partnering with Apple and with Starlink, if they say, all right, we're going to shut off your iPhones, who's going to stop them? We're going to shut down Google. Not everybody could access Google. There's only a time limit you can access Google. What are we going to do?
You can't do anything.
We have AI that can shut off your car. We have AI that can watch you from your TV and lock your doors and unlock your doors.
Yeah.
The CIA have all that. So if they really want to, they have the power to do that. They have those little robot cops and they put machine guns on them.
Yeah.
So what's going to be like when we could all rise up, but how are you going to kill a robot dog with a M40 machine gun that fires 300 rounds a minute? So it's going to take millions of people to kill a few of them, if that ever in the futuristic battle that's posed. And so there is no safeguards there. We're in an unprecedented time, and that's what it's just like the scenarios for if we go to war with an advanced near peer like China, and they have those robot dogs. And so that's where I got it from. It's going to take so much more manpower to fight China and the robot dogs. And so what do? You can't build an EMP in your garage.
You can, but we're not going to discuss that.
You know
what I'm saying?
I don't think
taking your
most of us
family
know how.
out for anybody else.
If they're watching your Google, I don't think most of us know how.
Right?
I don't know how to do none of that.
Yeah, and like build a Faraday cage and protect yourself
I don't
from
have
EMP.
any of that. No.
And if they take down Google and we don't have any of those resources, what do?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
If they turn off the satellites, we don't have TV,
bro.
Yeah, it's literally about if you turn off the satellites. What do you do?
Yeah, you done turned into a robot dog. Turn and fix your mic, man. You know what I'm saying? What you got going on? Try it again. You know what I'm saying? Try one more time. Yeah, you can try to talk again. That sounded horrible though, for real. You're not gonna speak?
Mic check.
Oh yeah, nah. Don't worry about it. Don't do it, sir.
Everybody had shaking no.
Yeah, no, sir.
No.
Hey, wait, what was the essentially your headphones act like a microphone, so make sure you're in a good quiet place. You're around some good Wi-Fi. You got a good microphone because we're running production here. You know what I'm saying? We're running production, sir.
Wes, you're talking to third?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm talking to third. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to that gentleman
Mic
right
check.
there. No more mic checks. Hey, play a clip, man. Just play a clip.
Just make sure it's all the way plugged in too.
Hey, we
Sometimes
done went on a whole tangent trying to buy you some time, man. Just play a clip or something. Let's move into something, sir. Stop talking though. Don't talk. Just push the button. Come on, man. What we got?
If your phone is real close to the mic or the computer, try to move that away as well.
It might be just this stuff right here. But again,
Is it the internet?
Can you hear me?
It's okay.
Now here's somebody's phone.
Yeah, but your mic, it's my phone, but your mic is still messed up.
Right.
I can turn my phone off.
You know what I'm saying?
I can turn my phone off.
Don't worry. Go ahead. Look.
Mic check.
Look, man, I tried to buy you some time, bro.
That picture LT was pretty good.
Thank you.
Yes, that was gorgeous.
I have
Jess,
my moments.
I was thinking about getting one of Jess's things, but I gotta ask, do you wash your hands, girl? I ain't trying to shit for a week.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What the hell?
You better wash your hands. That look nice, but I was like, you wash your hands?
Yeah, I tried to buy you some time, man. I ran a couple
I
of
appreciate it. It's just a bad day. I don't know something going on with the mic. I'm at the new one.
Well, what was our first order of conversation?
Go,
man?
Mike Free.
I was gonna say use your computer mic. Unplug that one.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm using the webcam mic, so I'm gonna stop it now. I know it's not sounding all the way right, but I'm gonna stop it.
You sound horrible, sir. You sound horrible.
Let me see your.
Go ahead, talk about
We always say when we come to this point that it's really important for us to realize the true strength and the resilience that's in our DNA. And you come back to the actual
Puerto Ricans. The answer may surprise you. Puerto Ricans are indeed diverse peoples with European, African, and Native American ancestry. However, some people seem to think of them as if they're mulattoes, yet the actual picture is much different. On average, Puerto Ricans are of 12% Taino-Amerindian descent, with Tainos being the original inhabitants of the island. Then the next largest component is sub-Saharan African ancestry, which is around 20% on average in Puerto Rico, which leaves us with the final ancestral component, European. Puerto Ricans average 68% European ancestry, which is the largest ancestral component, though it should be noted that the main source of European ancestry in Puerto Ricans are Spaniards from the Canary Islands, who average around 20% of North African Berber-like ancestry, as Canary Islands are located off the coast off Africa, and used to be populated by Berber-like Guanches. As a result, The mulatto label is more applicable towards Dominicans, who we will discuss in a
Doesn't DEI kind of clash with the whole concept of hiring based on merit? Okay, let's talk about it. There are so many assumptions packed into this question, but I will assume that it was asked in good faith and answer it as such. No. Hiring a non-male, non-white candidate does not clash with the concept of merit because white men don't have a monopoly on being qualified. Take as much time as you need with that one. At the heart of your question is an assumption that black people, women, queer folks, all the groups considered diverse, that they are, for one reason or another, less worthy and therefore could only have gotten the job because of their identity and not because they earned it. But not only is that wrong, it's insane. And I have some potentially disturbing news for you. All throughout American history, the only group of people to consistently get jobs they didn't deserve because they were the right race or the right gender were white men. In fact, decades of research found that black women and black men have to be overqualified to even be considered for higher status jobs, while researchers found that white men consistently benefited the most from nepotism. What all of this means is that a diverse, equitable, and inclusive hiring process may in fact be the only way to hire based on merit.
We can see this playing out in real time. Pete Hegseth was Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense, has absolutely no qualifications to be in the position that he's in, but he is a Trump loyalist. For Trump and his administration, it's not about merit or skill set or if you're qualified to do the job. It's about, are you a loyalist to Trump? One of the things you have to know about authoritarianism is that they always redefine words to mean not what you think it means. So meritocracy doesn't mean earning a job based on merit. It means you were a loyalist to the person in power. DEI initiatives does not mean that we want to have a diverse pool to pull from with the most qualified candidates. It means we want to stop other people who are not white from getting access to these jobs. The more you know.
That was good. That was the breakdown.
I said that a few times on this show, man.
All the time.
DEI wasn't about us. We wasn't benefiting from DEI, to be honest. We were not the beneficiaries of DEI.
Well,
white women. And go ahead.
In there, he said DEI is one of the only ways for equality and one of the only ways that overqualified black people can get the job without underqualified and unqualified white people taking our place. And so without DEI, more white people and more of the same is going to get hired. Just that example of Pete Hegseth, just an example of the Joint Chief of Staff, the 4-star general getting fired, and they pulling a 3-star general who retired and then having to sign a waiver because he isn't qualified to be the Joint Chief of Staff. So they fired an overqualified black man to give it to an unqualified, waiver necessary white man.
Exactly.
And so, and then they're doing away with DEI because they don't want black people to take those jobs because we are overqualified. And so that's the problem.
It was the people saying Kamala's she's not qualified. And I'm like, well, run through Donald Trump's history. How is he qualified?
Exactly.
Where
she's overqualified than compared to him.
It was insane.
You stack their resumes. Hers is fucking pristine. His is
just
white,
abysmal. Old, and man.
Yeah, and that's it. And he's a billionaire. He fits the category. White, old, and a billionaire. That's it. Exactly. And that's why he got the job. That's why his daughter and son-in-law were his advisors.
Yep. I think you missed the section. It wasn't that he was just old and a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? You missed the most important component. You know what I'm saying? Is that he is a white man. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I said.
I said that. I said that.
Oh, okay.
White old man and a billionaire.
Okay. It must have cut out on my end.
Okay. Yeah, that was the 3. Yeah, he's white old man and a billionaire.
Yeah, so white man billionaire.
So he has to be in your face because he has the money to be in your face. Like Elon Musk is only in our face right now because he paid $300 million to Trump and promised all these things. That's the only reason he's there, because he paid for it. We all look at him and like, what? Who is this guy?
So who is so let's just start talking about solutions since we own this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about Black History Month. This is the last thing. I don't want to waste it on this individual who is occupying the White House right now. What solution? Because the one thing that I will give America credit for is that it does have opposing opposition. It's not like this man can go in here and do ultimately every single thing he wants to do. At some point, you have to bank on you have to bank on the empathy of the individuals who are supposed to be doing their jobs, right? Now I know there's a he got his little crew in there, right? But surrounded by that, there's a whole lot of other individuals, you know what I'm saying, that have been voted into office on both sides of the aisle, who have constituents, who have family members, who are they may be detached to some degree, but they're not entirely detached from the people.
Sure.
But that's the reason why he's firing them.
Well, at what point? I mean, you can't fire all of Congress and in the Senate and the House.
Well, that's why he literally said with the Attorney General that he makes the law. He sat there and said, me and the Attorney General are the only ones that could interpret the law. And that's not exact. Congress is the one that creates the law, and then he signs the bill, and that's how a law is created. So
we know
he's throwing out Congress altogether. So
we
what
know
happens
that can't be a reality. You know what I'm saying? Him and that little chick, it's not gonna work like that. So
I think so. I'm from what I've been seeing, and I've been trying to stay away from it because I'm that part of that 92% that said I did my part and I don't want to hear nothing else. That's how I am right now. But from looking at what's going on now, I can't say that I honestly don't see a hole in the curtain. I'm not seeing no type of light coming through as of right now from what's being done. Like all these executive orders, they're not supposed to just sign them and go in. It's supposed to go to Congress after, and that's how that stuff gets passed. His signature really technically is not supposed to mean anything at that point. It has to keep going. But he has worked to put certain people into place to where that's how things are being passed without being fought. Now, yes, there's still people in there that are still fighting for us and everything else, but things are just going smoothly because he put the right people for him into these positions. That's why, like Adoration said, a lot of these DEI people, as they call it, is being fired for no reason, and he's putting his people in there, and it's causing havoc. But no one in there. But so, I mean, there's a few that speak up, but the ones that are there, some of them aren't being quiet because they're holding on to their loyalty to the MAGA cult that they've signed up with. And so I would need to see a huge change. Something just like has to wow me for me to think that this is not going to continue the whole 4 years.
And I know it's part of the strategy, but I'm still mad. I'm mad at the Democrats for not being more vocal. I'm like, where the hell are you guys at?
I agree.
Where you guys are, you'll put out a little thing saying, I'm not happy, but I'm like, the only one out there is Jasmine Crockett and then Hakeem Jeffries. Those are the only two people speaking. I'm like, there are 435 members of Congress, of the House. Where are they? Then you got 215 Democrats in the House alone. Where are you at? And you got 50 or 47 or 50 in the Senate. Where are you guys at? I ain't hearing shit. And your states are going to be affected by these things.
That's why I asked the question. You know what I'm saying? Because where is the opposing party? You know what I'm saying? In all honesty, this economic blackout Friday not gonna do shit, to be honest, because everybody did was go buy all their shit yesterday, or they're gonna buy it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And corporations ain't worried about you skipping a Friday. You know
all their stocks went up actually. I looked at all of them and I had it. I'll get the screenshot.
Yeah,
But they
that's
all the stocks went up today. So they probably priced it in that they're gonna make money.
That's a good question.
Yeah. What do we expect them to do? Is to you know what I'm saying? Come out here and deal with the people and come up with a strategy because the midterms is coming up, and if you want to have any chance of eradicating what's going on right now, you're gonna have to galvanize the people. So if
But let's
you're
be
not out
real,
here
though.
trying to galvanize the people, HR 40's not gonna do it. Your boycott a Target.
But let's be real for a minute, though, Quez. I think
Let's
the
be
reason
real.
why a lot of them are not doing this is because, let's be honest, it was just a few months ago that Kamala Harris is running, trying to warn us, trying to tell us, and people were just dogging her. And I don't think that
I was never going to vote for her.
I think they lost
faith. To be
I think
honest,
they're just like, these people are a mess.
Well, a non-vote for her is a vote for him.
Listen,
a non-vote for her is a vote for him.
Listen.
Let's be honest.
You want to know why you guys are in the position that you guys are in as
Not
the Democratic Party.
We're all in it.
I'm talking about the Democratic Party. I'm not talking about you as an individual.
Oh, I say.
The reason why the Democratic Party is in the position that it's in is that it only comes around every 4 years to have fish fries and do the W.
That's not true, though.
To vote. It is true. Because
that's not true.
Listen, if it wasn't true, we're having a conversation right now about where they at. And when midterms come around, how many people have BET commercials around the midterms? How many social media influencers do you see doing interviews about midterms? They don't talk about it. They consider the shoe in the bag. You need to galvanize every single year in every single district in every single way. But they practice benign neglect in the Black community and come around when it's time to get presidential votes, and they don't do anything else outside of that. When it comes
I
to
disagree.
galvanizing people to vote. That's why nobody votes for midterms in the Black community. Let's check the numbers of turnout for midterm voting and presidential voting, and I guarantee you it's
and a lot of the problem is those people don't show out. That's the main problem, and they didn't show out for Stacey Abrams either, and she was campaigning for 2, 3, 4 years now, and they didn't show out for her. And she was in there in the community. She was doing legislation. She was fighting. So it's not just so that blows up your whole theory right there and that's your hometown.
No, it's not. It's not my hometown, sir.
I'm talking about Georgia.
I'm from California. Don't do that.
Okay. Well, Georgia and Stacey Abrams, she was campaigning and she was fighting Brian Kemp for how long, and they still didn't show up for her. And you want to
be honest, in Georgia, because I live here in Georgia, nobody was talking about that shit.
That's the problem. Nobody cared. So the problem is not that they're not doing anything. It's that people don't care. People are being the problem is the constituents, not the elected officials.
One individual. I'm talking about the Democratic Party as a whole, right? They need to galvanize indies because they're supposed to be the party of the blue collar worker, right? They're supposed to be the party of the middle class and below. They're not doing their part, to be honest. Like it's amazing that we can sit up here and criticize the shit out of Trump, but when it comes to the Democratic Party, there's never any criticism. There's always justification.
No, the first thing I said.
We gotta have the same energy when it comes to both sides of the aisle. That's all I want.
There's a big difference between the two. And having the same energy. One is a convicted rapist. The other just doesn't come to the community. It's not the same.
But they do. That's the thing.
No. I was just saying Quez's theory. I said that It's the
Huge difference.
constituents
Huge.
that is the problem.
Okay.
I went to
Okay.
I campaigned with the Mike Levin and all that, and it was the amount of people that wanted to show up. I did
Yeah.
cold calls for him. I called over 1,000 people, and that were registered Democrats, and they're like, okay, yeah, I might.
Yeah, it's up to the
And
people.
so
let's
and
be real.
I'm like, do you want any information? They're like, nah, I'm good. I called 1,000 people,
So
spent like 400 hours doing this, and they didn't care. So it's the constituents, not the representatives.
So let me ask you this, Melvin.
Go for it.
If I was a teacher, right?
Yes.
And I had a classroom of 50 students, and every semester, 40 of those students failed. Would I continue to blame the students for not doing their work, or would I consider and look at myself as a bad teacher because I haven't found out a way to educate these students properly?
They're not our teachers.
No,
That's-
Stop. Let's answer the question. Adoration.
But taking your theory about
This is my
the same
theory.
thing, I would have to sit back and say, where did the curriculum come from? What is not getting put out that they're not understanding? Is it the school system? Is it the superintendent? And a lot of it is the school district. It all depends. The information is out there. Every congressperson has a website. If you don't want to go and do the work, you can't be force fed. You're telling me we have to be force fed for our democracy.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that it's on the person. You have to go and show out. It's on you. It's not them. It's not on them. It's on you to go vote.
Melvin, I agree with you wholeheartedly in that regard. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying their messaging to the people has become null and void because the Democrats have been saying the same thing and people don't really give a shit, right? The only time the Democrats kick up, only time they kick up that energy is when it's presidential election time. That's all I'm saying.
And part of that,
listen, because I be on Twitter Spaces and I listen to these Republicans and I listen to these white supremacists and I listen to these foreigners. They are in an everyday campaign about this shit. Every single day they campaigning.
And that's the thing. It's that those white Republicans and Twitter, they're outraged at every single thing. They're outraged at this LGBTQ, this person, this trans person, this, and making spectacles out of things that statistically don't even matter.
Word.
And so they're always outraged. So if you're always mad at every fucking thing and you're irritated at everything, of course you're going to be on there every day ranting. And if your life is good, what do we have to complain for? Oh, you mean I have all my rights? Oh, until the Supreme Court took that away from females. That was unconstitutional. Roe v. Wade.
White people don't have all their rights.
Sir.
They're the ones complaining.
All right, so hey.
But go ahead. I got to use the bathroom. Go ahead.
Cool. I don't mean to interrupt. I know I didn't want to get into anything too political. You know what I'm saying? So while I was I'm sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. It was devil's messing with me, but he will not win today. Man, so we had a few topics we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about, is it the end of Black History Month? We're going to talk about FBA, discovering your roots, whether you're FBA or African ancestry, what you've learned and what you discovered. We also wanted to talk about, some unsung heroes within Black history. So, I kind of didn't want it to get into like a political debate. Jesus. You said what?
I said I'm putting Jesus as an unsung Black hero.
True that.
Hey.
True that.
Agreed.
Where's the line? Russia just pulled the pictures out of their vault. They're like,
yes, they did.
These are the pictures. See, the reason why white people don't like Russia is because they don't play by the white people rules. They don't care at all.
They have no rules.
They don't. Well, they told me actually, some Russian guy. He's like, you know why Russian people just love Black people? And I'm just like, well, y'all don't, but why? Like when they came over,
somebody said
Americans came over. to, you know, mass murder them. He's like, the black soldiers were hiding us and hiding our children from them. And I said, wow.
Somebody's outraged about trans and gays, but they're not outraged about eggs being $9. They're not outraged that people are, because think about it, the people that just got fired, that Trump fired, that 10,000 people, those are the most, they have they were loyal to the government. Most likely they're veterans. Most likely their resume is, you think, whose job are they going to come and take? They're going to take one of our jobs. They're going to bump somebody else out. That's what happens. The market is going to be saturated with all these overqualified people. They're going to come in, take your job, and they're going to want to pay you less, or you're not going to get a promotion. Because who wouldn't want a former FBI director that's been in there 25 years? What company's not going to pick him up?
Word.
Is he applying at Walmart? Or
no, but he can buy. He can apply for.
You know where he's applying that?
Manager at Walmart, and then
you know where he's applying that? He's applying that.
Hello, family. I'm Marquez.
Hey, you guys, and I'm Denisha.
We all want the best for our children, right? Security, opportunities, and a future filled with endless possibilities.
That's right, but here's the question. What are you doing today to create that future? Imagine building a business that creates generational wealth, leaving a legacy that grows even when you're not working, showing your children what it means to dream big and take action.
That's right. With PlanNet Marketing, we offer you the opportunity to earn income while still being present with and for your family. We show you how to invest in their future while securing your own, and teach them by example what financial freedom should look like.
And don't just tell your kids to dream big, show them how it's done.
That's right. Comment below, or
you could just message us for a direct link to our presentation.
All right.
Hey, don't you ever segue me like that again, sir. That was horrible.
Hey, I told you,
that was a horrible segue, bro.
Hey, man, you know I love you, but like I said, we kind of slip. It was my fault, you know, technical difficulties, but we're not getting into the political atmosphere today. Not today. Not today.
No problem. We just spent the whole hour doing it.
I know. I know. I was trying. So, you know, one of the things that, you know, we were talking about was like Black History Month. It's the last day. I hate to bring in the orange guy, you know what I'm saying? But there's plenty of people who have actually had a problem with Black History Month, with certain things when it comes to Black people. And so, you know, I mean, with them ending DEI and certain things in the curriculum in certain schools, is this the last that we've seen of Black History Month? And I just want to just give you a taste of what some people were saying.
Repeal the Civil Rights Act, because that is in literally fighting against the Constitution. The two cannot exist at the same time. Barry Goldwater even talked about that back, you know, when this was a thing. He was talking about how the civil rights regime was going to be built out. It would end freedom of association. And ultimately, what has it given white people? No rights. It's given political prisoners, thought crimes, censorship, banning. And now we can't have our own spaces, but they can have their own Black everything and be in all our white spaces. All of this because they couldn't drink in the same water fountain or use the same toilet. Was it really that big of a deal?
Wow.
This is the mind state of certain people out there. This is why, you know, we've had this problem with people who quote unquote MAGA, Donald Trump, he's the best president for Black people. This is the core people that he's talking about. You know, even in Florida, they're getting rid of like teaching like Black history in classes. So, you know, so fast forward, you know, now that we have essentially a MAGA, you know, government, you know what I'm saying? Could this be the end of possibly teaching Black history within classes? But, you know.
Yeah. You know what I always say? Whose responsibility is that?
Our parents.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because before they started recognizing Black History Month, we were doing it. Before they started recognizing Juneteenth, we were doing it. Before they started recognizing Memorial Day, a lot of people don't even know Memorial Day is a Black holiday. Black people created Memorial Day.
Yep.
That was our shit. We were doing it before anybody ever recognized it. So I don't want to feed into the notion that we gotta wait on the government to tell us what our children should know. You know what I'm saying? You have a whole house. Stop watching Basketball Wives. Stop watching Monday Night Football and Thursday TNT basketball and spend some time with your children and prepare them for the world. That's your fucking job. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I
don't
believe
school, you still got to help them with their homework. The teacher don't come home with you.
That's part of the problem is nowadays people think school is the third parent in a family. They're supposed to be there and they're supposed to, and I want as little bit as government has a responsibility in our lives, but they also don't have a responsibility to control our lives. And some things they need to back off for, because some things are basic human rights things that we should have no matter what. And education is one of those, but it's on us to build the education within our family, because you don't know what twist of history the person's going to teach your kid. So you also have to reinforce that and be doing their homework with them. But we've been disconnected and people are like, oh, well, the teacher got it. The teacher, why didn't you teach him that? Well, why didn't you learn that?
Exactly.
Right.
But guys, let's be real though. As a homeschool kid myself, I was homeschooled my entire life. But let's be real. If you're going to send your kid to a place for 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day, so you get 16 hours with them. Okay, 8 hours in bed, 8 hours with your kid, and 8 hours a day they're there. You should definitely look through the curriculum, not only and be okay with it, but also you should be able to be like, hey, they should be learning this, because that's 8 hours of their life, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to your community,
even so, Adoration, yes, you are supposed to be doing these things. You are supposed to be up here when they have events at the school, when there's an opportunity to meet with teachers, parent-teacher conferences, all of that good stuff. I've been to Malcolm School the 2 years he's been there for parent-teacher conferences, and to be quite frank, it's been a mixed reaction for me, right? Some parents are there fully invested, and some parents are there taking pictures. You know what I mean? Which annoys the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about the curriculum.
But for Denisha as a teacher, because she teaches at a private school, and Malcolm is in a public school, there's a stark difference when I go up there for Prashanti. There's I see, to be honest, at the private school, there is, every time I go up there, I see dads dropping their children off. I barely see the mothers. Just being honest, which is crazy to me.
It means more when you have to pay for it. It means more when you have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's all I ever see. I see a bunch of dads up there every time I go.
You gonna get that education.
Okay.
Thank God.
You gonna get. I done paid $1,000 in tuition. You gonna get that damn education.
But that's what I'm saying. So the people in charge of the situation and put their kids where they deem it necessary, right? It may cost. I understand that. Not everybody can send their kids to a private school. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, I know. I feel y'all paid. I gotta pay for Prashanti and Mahir. That shit is expensive. You know what I'm saying? So I feel your pain. Not everyone can do that.
Can't afford it. Right.
But the things that you can control is that time after school, right? And I'm not telling you got to spend 4 hours, coming up with a curriculum at home. But when's the last time you sat down with your kids for 30 minutes and talked?
True.
With no phones, no tablets, no TV on. When's the last time you just sat with them for 30 minutes and just talked? Asked them how their day was. You know what I'm saying? What happened at school? What situations did you run into? How did you navigate through those? Like, who's doing these things?
I used to do it with Noelani.
My parents did it.
I would pick her up from kindergarten, first grade. We would go to Starbucks and she'd get her hot chocolate, and I would ask her how her day was and all of that. And she would sit and tell me what went on during her day. I did that all the time with her. So I thought it was important. It's a way for them to, whatever that might be going on throughout the day, it could be a good day or it could be a bad day. It's a way for them to release that in a space that's open and free, and they don't have to worry about being judged. So that's
very true.
Give them that time to relax and get it together before you force them into homework or anything else again, because homework is like, to me, the extension of my day. Like I just got off from school, whatever extracurricular activities I had, then bam, I go home and 2 hours more of schoolwork. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's like getting off work and having to do more
going
work.
back to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Little kids, that stress and that pressure. Yeah, so.
But what
Blow Muppet says everyone doesn't have that luxury, and we also have to take that into consideration. I think they're referring to the paying for schools and
I understand
agree on that. Yeah,
I agree with that.
What's up, BJ and Eli?
What up? But no, I do understand that, and to be honest, I wouldn't be doing it if Denisha wasn't a teacher there. You know what I'm saying? Because the tuition is extremely too high. You know what I'm saying? But because, she's a teacher, we get a discounted rate. But even that's still high.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
my little brother goes
I couldn't imagine doing it without any assistance in that regard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we're doing a social experiment. Malcolm is going to public school. And Prashanti is at the private school. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna see who come out better. And, in 20 years.
I don't like how that sounds, but I get your point.
In 20 years,
that didn't sound too good.
I'm gonna have all my data together. You know what I'm saying? When the data comes out,
I want the statistical data.
Blow Muppet says, I think it's either Bio Muppet or Blow Muppet. It's sad that we are in a society that we are battling for quality education. I mean, this is it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, my parents were, my pops and my grandfather, they already knew what I was going to get fed in school. So, they took the time to give me books, pamphlets. Out here in San Bernardino, Black History parades, we had to get real versed into actually Black history and not what they were teaching in school, because we know that sometimes what they were going to teach us in school wasn't necessarily either the truth or it wasn't all the way factual, or they'd leave some stuff out, so we had to learn, and Quez, this is Quez's idea. I grabbed some whenever I could find, some unsung heroes of Black history, ancient history, Black history moment, ancient African civilization before colonization. Africa was home to powerful empires such as Mali, Ghana, Kush, and the Great Zimbabwe, known for their wealth, knowledge, and innovation.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. I felt like with us leaving out of Black History Month, it's still going to be a Black History Year, but rounding up Black History Month, we did spend a majority of the month talking about the FBA delineation and African movement, but I do think a lot of people got some great tangible information from it and have been able to go off on their own journey. But to round out the end of the month, I felt like we needed to spend more time talking about those unsung heroes and solutions for the community headed into what is the next 4 years of our life. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all be strong, man. It'll give y'all a quick reminder of why you're great.
I mean, another Black history moment, and ladies, feel free to chime in with anything that you discovered. I'm wanting to get your updated ancestry results, Tisha and Adoration. We're gonna have to one day do yours somehow.
I'm still my 80 plus, so that's all you need to know. My percentage has not changed.
Another Black history moment. George Crumb accidentally invents a snack a time classic, the potato chip. So, while everybody's, eating potato chips for football or for sandwiches, whatever like that, it was actually created by this guy in 1853. Another great invention. I mean, and I never knew that until maybe like a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Dr. Charlie Drew was a Black pioneer surgeon. Hold on a sec. Best known for his groundbreaking work in blood plasma preservation.
Wow.
And the development of modern blood banks.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Black History highlight. Susie King Taylor was the first Black teacher to teach openly and legally, and the first Black Army nurse to serve in an all-Black regiment during the Civil War.
Wow.
I didn't know that one. Yeah, that was good.
Amazing.
That's
Black History moment. In the 1900s, the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma, better known as Black Wall Street, was founded. I think that's pivotal because in 1921, they decided to burn it down. And I mean, this is what happens when, when Black people stick together, they unite, they build something great.
Yep.
Yeah, and before you go on, and this is what's funny to me, is that they want us to have our own. They don't want us in their white places. And then when we do our own thing and it prospers, they burn it down.
Exactly.
Say it again, Teach, for the people.
Say it again, Teach.
Say it again for the people in the back.
I'm like, we're not fighting to be in your places. We generate our own spaces, and then it gets burned down. Make it make
several
sense.
times over.
Yeah, because this is not the only story that this happened. Or you put a lake over it. Stuff like that.
Ooh, I can't wait for that one.
Let's be real. It's not about us not being around them. It's about us being oppressed. They
Agreed. No, I'm 100% in agreement.
Servants, when we got to the point where we were out of slavery and we didn't need them anymore, we're making our own money. They literally made a law. There's a newspaper clipping. I need to find that Black women have to be employed. They were like, "Oh, we'll stay home with our kids and raise our kids. Our men are bringing home enough money." They were like, "No, you can't do that because the white women need house servants. So you're not allowed not to be employed." Black women weren't allowed not to be employed.
Right.
Okay. We had to be slaves. They're like, you're not getting out of this.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Another Black History moment. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Brown versus Board of Education that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional.
Guys, I watched this one thing on Netflix called Black Barbie that talks about this and how serious it was. Oh, I never.
So to your point, Adoration, I'm a piggyback. Do you see the date? This is 1954. 1954. So a lot of people want to believe that, and I'm gonna get to your comment in the section. A lot of people tend to think that this happened like over 400 some years ago, or it was a long time ago. Another thing that we also hear is to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get over it. It happened. Get over it. Why are you crying? But again, this is 1954. So if we're talking about the Brown versus Board of Education, that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional, this ties in today when we're talking about DEI, because it doesn't just equate to all the other stuff that we're talking about. It does play a part into this too.
Yep.
And the get over it statement always irks me too, because it's not like any of this stopped. So when do we have a moment to grieve and get over it or move on? We don't, because it continues every single day.
That's what I tell people. I'll be like, it's still happening. So what do you mean?
It's still happening.
What? We're still marching. Get over what?
As a scientist, I'd like to say and pay homage to Alice Augusta Ball, 1892 to 1916, a chemist who developed the Ball method, the first effective treatment for leprosy.
Whoa, what? Okay,
that's education right here.
But see, this is why outside of school education of our Black history, we need to really dig in and research our own history. We have invented and done a lot of things that you will not learn in school. Like I remember after I left high school and went to college and took an actual Black history, class with an actual Black person who knows the history, that lived through the history. It was so much I learned that you will never learn inside of a high school classroom. All you hear every month on Black History Month is how we were slaves and how we freed the slaves. And that's all they kept putting into your mind, that you were a slave, you're a slave, you're a slave. It's not till you get out of it.
And Martin Luther King.
Yep, it's not till you get Malcolm X. So it's not till you get out of that. And I'm not saying
I heard the negative of Malcolm X though.
Well, I did it, but I didn't. But my thing is, until you get out of a public school system where there's a curriculum that they have to follow, and I'm not even saying you have to go to college to get it, but you have to start doing your own research and reading books and all this other stuff to get some of the real stuff that we as a culture have done and still doing. You're not going to learn it from
and a lot of it is a verbal tradition. That is our tradition. It's an oratory tradition.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for a long time. Talking like Thurd's cousin said, you know, reaching out to those elders and having conversations with them. You get to hear stories that may never make it to a newspaper article or a book or a website. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have these conversations, but you definitely have to research, because they're a lot of this shit they're never gonna teach you.
Never.
It goes against the grain. You know what I'm saying? School was made to make employees. It wasn't made to make free thinkers.
Right.
The fact that we keep sending our kids to school and then telling them you need to be creative is fucking ridiculous. In my eyes.
There you go.
Right. Blow them up and says we need to start speaking to our elders again, recording them, listening to their stories. This is oral history that needs to be told.
Agreed.
And said, Quez, get out of my head. You know, so truth be told, just yesterday, me and my cousin that was on The Genealogist, we interviewed and we talked to my great aunt Allie, you know, because we're learning about our family history in Louisiana, and we recorded it, we documented it, we learned some stuff, you know, and we're going to treasure that, because it definitely needs to be documented, you know, for future generations. Because, you know, a lot of people, especially like the elders, they'll believe that, you know, people of our age aren't truly interested. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're only going to start looking for the family history, or they only care about it if there's some type of monetary gain, and they don't want to necessarily know. You know what I'm saying? And that's the bad part about it.
Right, that part there.
Cheryl says Malcolm X was on point, and that's why he was taken out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But so going back to what Tisha was saying, so when I heard about Malcolm X in elementary school, I was told by a white teacher who was from Georgia that Malcolm X was a racist, that he didn't deserve to have his own library. God. He called us blue-eyed devils and this and that. And he said blacks were the lowest on the education, on the education poll. You know, Asians were first, whites were second, Latinos were third, and blacks were fourth on the learning pool. You know, I mean, so this is what, you know, and I had to correct them. My sixth grade self had to go, no, Malcolm X is not a racist. I brought in all my books from home and brought it and showed them, like, no, he was not a racist, and blah, blah, blah. And he was embarrassed, you know, to say the least.
That's right.
But this is why you have to educate your children, so they're not going to be told something false. And nobody else in the class had the balls to stand up and tell this dude that he was wrong, but I did. Because we weren't about to have it that day.
Hey, real quick, I want y'all to realize that I just thought, I don't know why this just popped in my head, but y'all do realize that we are sending our kids to people who went to college and was doing bong hits and keg headstands and shit for 4 years. And now we done left them in charge teaching our kids. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? I don't know why that popped in my head, but like, come on, man. Crazy. Hey, Denisha, shut up. You was out there doing the most too. You know what I'm saying?
Queen got to get on, man. I miss Queen. I ain't seen her in a minute.
Grambling, doing the most. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
That's hilarious.
Random.
Shout out to Rosa Parks. 1955, the Montgomery bus boycott began. It was a pivotal event in the civil rights movement that demonstrated the power of nonviolent protest and collective action. And I just recently found out that's my sixth cousin. So shout out to my family. You know,
come on, boy.
Good stuff to
we
that.
ain't sending the back of the
Did
bus.
you know, like a lot of people assume that Rosa Parks was sitting in the front of the bus and had to get up for the white man? Did you know that there was already a black section in the back of the bus that white people can come to and make you get up in the black section so they can sit down as they talk about invading spaces? You know what I'm saying? The audacity, the caucasity to say that we invading y'all spaces. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what the
That
truth
shit
is, if we're
bothers
being really
the hell out of
honest,
me, man. But go ahead.
white people just need to experience what they did. Somebody, not to say I'm gonna do it for somebody, and then they can come in 500 years and explain how they need to get over it. And that's just the truth.
Yep.
Next slide.
Another Black History moment. 1981, Mark Dean co-creates the IBM personal computer, PC. I did not know this. So
I was like, is this Vin Diesel dad? Who is this person?
another great invention because that's worldwide. Everybody has to use a PC.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to use it. Another Black History moment, 1995. I can't even say her last name. We're just gonna call her Lisa G. Globler. Lisa Globler invents shockwave essential technology that led to the development of web animation.
Wow.
I'm about to age myself. I remember Shockwave when it came out.
1995, yeah.
Yeah, I graduated in 94. I remember when it came out.
Nice. Black History moment, Alicia H. Parker invents and patented a central heating system that used natural gas. Her invention was a key part of the development of modern home heating system.
Wow.
A Black woman also invented the GPS.
Yeah,
I
she
don't know if
did.
you have that on your slide
No.
or not, but
That's all I got so far.
That's great.
I'm like waiting for the next.
Yeah, you did a great job, sir.
Really
You did an amazing job. There's a plethora. If you go up to the U.S. Patent Office and look up, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's classified under African American patents. There's a bunch of patents. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
Black people created right here in America.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff that most of you guys wouldn't even think was relevant, but we've been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? We've been
Absolutely.
here doing this shit for a long goddamn time. While white people always talking about invading spaces. I'm gonna need that remote back. I'm gonna need the filament from that light bulb back.
Everything.
I'm gonna need that microwave back. I'm gonna need that internet back. I'm gonna need that cell phone back. Every one of y'all that
Cell
play
phone for
with
sure.
every one of y'all that play with a super soaker. Don't you ever
I was getting ready to put that slide up today too.
Every video game you didn't ever play, that mean all the PlayStation.
I was getting ready to put up the Super Soaker slide, but then I didn't want them to say, "Well, what about Chicago?" You know, so this is why Chicago's messed up. Is the Super Soaker? You know, you're like, they do. You know how mad
I laugh because it's so true. That's fucking annoying.
It is.
So somebody out there was gonna say that. That's why y'all been playing with guns. Man, so ass out of here.
The audacity to talk about guns.
Nah, good stuff though, man. What else, y'all? Man, how was y'all Black History Month? You know, with the exception of Tisha though, because she just been creating Black History all month. So we.
I told you I'm with the other people. My 92% self has been doing me. I really have. I've been trying to stay away from people, from politics and stuff like that, because truth be told, me as a one person can't stop this. Anything that's going on is gonna go on. So when it finally hits me, then I will adjust and move from there. I'm not gonna sit and worry and be in fear. Yeah, this stuff pisses me off, but that's why I said I don't want to deal with it, because it takes me out of my peaceful state that I'm trying to stay in. I like my peace.
Listen, you did your part. You did your part.
Yep.
Okay.
And truth be told, go back to the Trump getting rid of federal Black History Month. You can't take that from Black people. We are Black history 365 days a year. Every time we look in the mirror, we see Black history. Every time we look at our family members, we see Black history. Every time we go through a photo album, we're going to see Black history. So you can cancel it, but that don't mean that we're not going to celebrate it. And that goes for any other race that has a month. He cannot stop y'all for celebrating your nationality, your background, your heritage. Don't think that he has that power. He does not. You can continue to celebrate and do you. Just because it's not on the calendar no more don't mean nothing.
Now, as far as Black History Month, yeah, he can't do anything with that. The one thing that they do have the power of, though, is spreading misinformation as far as like what they teach in the curriculum. You know, because again, we've already
for years.
Well, we've already even seen it. They were saying that slavery was, you know, a bunch of immigrants. They were willing to work. It wasn't that bad. We've heard the narratives, you know, saying like they want to spin it. They want to spin it to make themselves seem less guilty and less complacent than what they really are. And that's what I'm worried about.
Well, see, I get that, but at the end of the day, that's when we are supposed to step in and counteract that. We cannot control what other people think and what other people say. They can say it all day, all day.
Listen. In 2025, this is what another thing I need from my people. Stop telling people they can't talk to your kids, as long as it's constructive, right? Like all this, don't say shit to my babies. Y'all gotta get over that, man. Because I promise you, whether it's correction or constructive criticism, it needs to happen. You know what I mean? Your children need to know that when they step out in the community, not only are people out there that genuinely care about them, but are also going to correct them and save them from themselves sometimes. You know what I mean? Let that be the new notion. Of course, all weirdos, you know what I'm saying, we mop them up on the spot. But as far as, you know, genuine community, people trying to, you know, help your children and have conversations with your children to educate them and put them in a proper space. Let that be the new norm, man. God, it just bothers me when I see people don't say nothing to my baby. Man, your baby did knock all the Cheerios down on this aisle. Somebody need to say something.
Oh, well, don't tell my child.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
knock this whole shelf down with my child.
for real, I was literally this morning, right after I got off the phone with you, Third, I was in a customer's house. And this lady, I was fixing her stove. She went in her room, right? Went in her room. She had like a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old that was in the living room with me. Little buddy keep talking about, give me some cereal. I said, bro, I'm not giving you nothing, sir. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my house. Like for like 15 minutes, bro. He was talking to me and asking me to give him stuff and turn on the TV. And I'm looking like, bro, go ask your mom. Where's your mom at? You know what I'm saying? Because I was scared to say, like, for real, I really was scared to say, like, hey, bro, go sit your little ass down. You got on this goddamn pull up, you know what I'm saying, and a t-shirt. Go sit your ass down somewhere. You ain't getting shit till your mama ready to give you something. But don't keep asking me. Leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wanted to tell him, like, bro, go sit your little black ass down somewhere. But I ain't want to have no altercation inside this lady house. But I'm just thinking, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a whole grown man. I know I'm here to do a job and a service. But don't leave your kids out here with me.
I'm shocked because if I don't know you from Adam, I'm not leaving my kids around
that
you.
Part.
Right.
No.
I think CPS needs to be called in that instance.
My soul fixed and I got a babysitter.
Where's the mom? Not watching their kid. Yeah, not watching the kid. He could have snatched that kid, ran out. I mean, you know.
Probably trying to grab a shower.
Yeah, anything could have happened. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not thinking in that regard, but I'm thinking like, man, why are you not out here with your goddamn kids?
Where's you get your kid? I will call.
I know you hear this nigga asking me for cereal. He's been here for 10 minutes.
Probably trying to grab a shower.
She was in timeout.
Yeah. Hey,
no, you know what it was? Because wait, kids are not dumb. Kids are smart. She probably told him no. and she left
Oh,
the
she
room.
did. She
And
definitely
that's
did.
why they're asking you for cereal because you are a different person. You
And
are
the
not her.
TV because they're not allowed to watch
They
TV.
tried to con you and get some
Yeah,
cereal.
no, man, I got enough kids to know better, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
giving you shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't hand you nothing. My hands full, sir. I can't hand you nothing.
Hand me the
I
cereal.
ain't got nothing for you, Pill. You know what
And
I'm
I'm
saying?
serious.
Like,
I'd have paused my work until she came back out her room. I'm not working on your stove and I'm not watching your kids.
I
No.
promise you. This is crazy, man. The stuff you see.
That sounds like craziness.
That's funny.
Part of my life.
But truthfully, my Black History Month has been dope. Well, I mean, we started it off on a high note. Me and Jess went to a HBCU, the Battle of the Bands out in Anaheim. I mean, to kick it off. With that being said, I mean, again, I was researching my family history, you know, going through my family tree, finding new discoveries. You know, once they start talking about reparations, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting mine because I found slave certificates. I done found the owners of some of my family members. So it's been dope. You know what I'm saying? The whole discussion of the FBA talk versus African ancestry, you know, and it led to, again, me interviewing my aunt. Hopefully sometime soon, you know, I'm gonna do Jess's African ancestry, see where her maternal lineage goes to, and I'm gonna do my auntie to see where that lineage goes to in Africa too. So it's been dope, just finding out new information and new things and just revelations, you know, and having discussions with my brother over here.
Hey, good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you find out what Panda Express just came from, we all want to update. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need
You closer to the Panda Express, and I've been working on his, man. I've been doing his family tree and stuff like that. The very first male in his family was up in China, in Asia.
Hey,
so
well.
That's why I be messing with them chopsticks, player. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Love
I've
me
seen
some
some
orange
Chinese
chicken.
men that look like Quest, so I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, so one of the people that I found, you know, he was a former slave, but he wound up being like a pioneering veterinarian in his area. Like, you know, he went from being like the first veterinarian or something like that, and they honored him in the newspaper and everything. And I'm just like, geez. So with that being said, with that finding it on my family tree and with the DNA matches, you can't deny me, baby.
I'm good.
So for the folks out there, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just say that's good stuff, man. Yeah, man. But look into your lineage, man, and you might find something great in there that revitalize something in you.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I think a lot of the depression that we have now as a people is because we tired of fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, truth be told, I just think us as a people, we just fed up and we tired.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We've been fighting this fight for a long goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? For generations and generations. But sometimes you got to take a quick peek into the past and realize that the fight you fighting may not on the surface feel like a winnable fight, but then when you look back and see what kind of stock you came from, for lack of a better words, not in reference to, you know what I mean, slavery or no shit like that, but
right,
the kind of you know, essence you came from, probably for a better word, the essence that you came from, yeah, you might find out that, hey man, I'm greater than all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it may re-energize you into a new dichotomy of things to get accomplished. And you know, sometimes you gotta look back. That rearview mirror is small, but
I'm saying, man, you know, just with my discovery, finding out, you know, preachers, you know what I'm saying, doctors, lawyers, you know, educators, civil rights activists, you know what I'm saying, kings and queens, you know what I'm saying, my lineage is very deep. And again, I want people to take the time to, especially with the whole thing that what we're talking about with the FBA and African ancestry, regardless, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to research. You're going to have to look into yourself, start asking questions, start talking to the elders. There's somebody in your family that loves genealogy. Trust me. They're going to have a wealth of knowledge that can sit there and give you, you know what I'm saying, to kill out myths or to kill out questions or even curiosities that you may have. You know what I'm saying? All they want you to do is simply ask, you know what I'm saying? And they'll give it to you for free. You know what I'm saying? And knowledge is something that can nobody take away. They can take away your DEI. They can take away Black History Month, praise, and all this other stuff, but they can't take away your knowledge.
Now you sound like a prisoner. You know what I'm saying?
Now, knowledge is power, baby.
Hey,
Knowledge is
put me
freedom.
behind these walls, behind this gate, but you can't take my mind. No,
That's the truth.
No, but it's the absolute
babies.
truth, man. it's the absolute truth, though, for real. Nah, the good stuff.
Right.
Good stuff. Man, what else y'all got, man? We got 15 minutes.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time thanks to my tardiness. And so what was happening, I got a new mic. I'm trying to get Jess all set up and headphones, and that wasn't here. Then the mic wasn't working. So now I got to get a whole new mic. So I was unplugging things, playing with stuff, being the electrical dude that I am, trying to play with stuff. And I play with them at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, what's that? You've been calling them Blow Muppet or something, but
Bio Muppet.
Yeah, Bio.
I don't know. Bio Mupp.
I don't know where you keep getting the it from. I keep looking for the.
Yeah, my fault. I'm saying I'm tired, man. Hey, bro. Hey, cuz I woke up extra early today. I ain't getting no sleep. I woke up. It was extra cold. Lights were on. No blanket on me. I was freezing, trying to fight off getting the cold.
Hey, you messaged me at like 7:15. I said, God damn, I know it's like 4 o'clock.
Bro, I got up because I got up because I was freaking freezing. You know what I'm saying? Like
up here smoking crack. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I was cold as shit. I was cold as shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what's going on here? Lights is on and stuff and everything, and no cover on me. You know, I'm just like, okay. You know, so I'm like, hey, I gotta be up in a couple hours anyway. Let me start working on the show.
Hell no.
Oh, Bio Mupp, first time listening. Hey, I appreciate you. I'm glad I did. I wanted to for a while. I figured I'd better support you since we went to school together. So, who are you? Who?
Right.
Hey, salute, whoever you are. You know.
Appreciate you listening, man.
Yeah, definitely. For the people that are out there, this is definitely not as ratchet as it is as far as me trying to get stuff. Erica, what's up, Erica? How you doing?
What's up, Erica Berry?
Long time no see.
What's going
Yo,
on?
I'm not as ratchet with my technical stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was today.
Yeah, normally we have a great flawless show. I don't know what third was on today. You know what I'm saying? Man,
That was God telling me, hey, you know what? I'm reading your thoughts, and we don't need to go there.
Oh.
So you know, I'm gonna distract you a little bit. Get your mind right. Woo-saw. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you.
Nah, we appreciate you checking it out, though, man. That's dope.
Yeah, definitely. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you
know what I'm saying?
Hit the like, share, subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Facebook is tripping again. If you can, hit the share button. Hit that screen, tap. I'm sorry I wasn't here to really, give it to y'all. Yeah, I haven't seen you. But yeah, black don't crack around here. I'm pretty sure you haven't aged either.
Hey, right. Shit. Hey, these gray hairs are popping out. I keep cutting them off. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it.
They coming up here, man. I'm looking at Father Wisdom a little bit up here, man. I'm like,
I keep cutting them shits off. Don't worry about it.
I went from like jet black to Jean Grey. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like,
snuck up on
but yeah, so me and Adoration had we'll talk. We'll talk. Well, we had like huh?
Isn't it 12?
It's about to be soon. Well, yeah, it is. But I started kind of late. I was late like you. You have more of a better reason than I do, though. Your reason is better. Your reason is better. You're in a whole different time zone.
That's not better.
Yeah, it was still better than mine. Mine was technical. I was still trying to figure out stuff over here with like 10 minutes to go. When it wasn't popping, that's why he was hearing whatever y'all was hearing. But
oh yeah, when you watch the playback, you'll see.
It ain't gonna be there.
Oh damn! You just gonna edit the rest of us out because your mic fucked up. You know what I'm saying? What kind of shit? What kind of shit?
You can't even see me.
The power of the edit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see it. There might be some. There might be some things that I clipped out of the show. You know, and then repost it. Clip out. You know what I'm saying? Then put it back in. You know what I'm saying? Power of the edit, brother. The power of the edit. My chocolate persuasion, brother. But yeah. So yeah, me and her were talking a little bit. I wanted to give you a little bit of I hate the topic of the other thing we were talking about, but as far as the Native American thing, you know, done a little bit more research. I mean, for the most part, you know, as far as all blacks, it's definitely not all blacks. You know what I'm saying? There were some people that were here long before the modern day natives that were definitely look like us, but it's not definitely all of us though. So for those that are actually blessed to be that this is just my little personal just reading into it.
What you saying? You saying you? Or I didn't know what she was pointing at.
Yeah, I don't know it.
She was pointing at herself. She said she was one of those originals.
The thing is, are you freezing or is it me?
Yeah, we can. You.
Oh,
we stopped talking so you can talk.
Go ahead, No,
I saw the sign language, you know. So I mean, but a lot of it predates because if you're talking about like 30,000 something years ago. But then there could even been people more so over here like later than that. And again, we talked about us as people being oral traditions, you know what I'm saying? So if it were the case, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things would already be passed down orally, especially when it comes to the other topic that we were talking about. It would be passed down and be passed down and be passed down. A lot of it is taking a little bit of this, a little bit of truth, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. People put it in a bag, they shake it up and they mix it up and then they present it as such as facts. And then there could be facts that actually dispute that. But the only way that you would actually know.
Fair assessment, sir.
No, I'm not saying some people. I'm not saying all, brother.
I'm just saying they even with the incorporating oral tradition and all that. You know what I'm saying? There was a huge scatter bomb placed right in the middle of a lot of tradition. You know what I'm saying?
Time after
slavery.
Time
You know
after
what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Where people weren't allowed to speak their native tongues.
Not allowed to read.
They weren't allowed to read.
Separated from their mother.
No doubt.
They weren't. You know, we were selling people's children and
But you want me to mess you up real quick though? I mean, you know, there are things that we passed down and we brought over, quote unquote, from Africa that wasn't here before. Rice, watermelon, yams, the guitar.
We brought that on the slave ship, or they brought.
We brought over seeds and stuff like that, and how to cultivate rice. We again, especially within South Carolina, we brought that over.
But what is that?
There's a lot
of family though.
No, so what I'm saying, there was a lot of stuff that we, from what they did in Africa, they brought over here to the United States. So even with that being said,
that was before slavery, though.
Different.
Mm.
Very.
You think people was packing sack lunches on the slave boat?
I'm gonna pack my bag.
So again, along with cargo, you know that they were bringing over other stuff, right?
Yeah, not us. They.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, they didn't know how to. You think that they had rice?
Thank you.
That's why they
That's one of my favorite
books. They enslaved us to do the work for them. That doesn't mean they were letting us sit around and have family discussions and train our children to be. No, they were taking babies right out the womb. They were making people sleep with their own mothers to reproduce better babies. Look, it wasn't this big cultural. You know, we did what we could. We did our braids so that we could make our maps to get out of there. We sang our songs so that we could talk to each other. We did what we could, but it wasn't like people were passing down, you know, traditions and teaching their kids.
There's certain things that we do that we brought over. That's what I'm saying. Even with Native Americans, they have certain traditions that have been passed down and been going on for centuries. And even within my own family, it was a myth.
Great book.
I'm gonna read that too. even within my own family. So one of the things I'm telling you is that one of the ancestors that I researched, he was born in 1808, Virginia. He brought his wife out of slavery and moved to Alabama. But when he moved, he integrated in with the Native Americans there, the Choctaw. So with that belief, there was belief that, hey, when we were Choctaw, we're this and we're that. But this is out of my own family member's mouth. It was just, he moved and integrated in. He got his land with them. So this is what a lot of slaves were doing, was they were intermixing and getting into them. But then there were also, like you said, there were people who were actually naturally born here. There were actually people who were this and there were that. So even with that being said, because we've been in America for so long, there's no way in shape and form that one of our parents, great grandparents, whatever, did not mate or intermix with somebody who had that Native American. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
It's impossible to sit here and say that it didn't happen.
Of course it happened. That's the thing. The thing you have to understand is when we say black, we are talking about what America considers black. People with brown color skin. But that is not a race.
It's a generalization. We said it before on this show.
And in peoples, because if you talk about it as a race, then yeah, all of a sudden so many people in the world are black. Like I said, I live in Asia. They look, I'm telling you, like a lot of them, yes, there are the white ones that you see on TV, but most of them look in between my complexion, Jess's complexion, and Quez's complexion.
Right. They got a Filipino friend of mine.
Don't put no emphasis on Quez like that was the black.
No, because
don't put no emphasis.
No, a Filipino friend of mine. He told me that he said what did he say? He said, I'm black. I got black in me because if you look at the Negritos in the island, there was black, there was this, and then the Europeans came over. But this was pretty much our mix. But there's African in my blood too, and he said it proudly. There you go. Yeah, and then an older Filipino gentleman said the same thing. Saying he was like, yes, they were here. So again, like I showed you that picture the last time. There's an isolated island in India. Where you can still see the people from way, way, way back, and they're dark and they're African, and this is India we're talking about. Right. So at one point, yes, I mean it's impossible to say like, no, we weren't over here. Like, no, we did come over here, and then we mated and we mixed. This is why you have the modern day natives who look like what they look like, but then there are some who definitely look like us too. So
absolutely, and you have to understand that there was a time, and this is recorded. I'll send you the information that the government went through and they were like, okay, we're going to purify the Native American tribes, because even though we're not going to do anything with them, we don't want any type of Negroid looking person trying to make claim to this land, because this is how we're going to treat them. They literally changed documents. If you looked more like a black person like me, No. You look, and white people, there were certain white people that were allowed to register as Native Americans.
Exactly. And I don't believe them to be having Native. I think we more so have Native than they do. That's just
like
me.
If you were to take a sample from the modern day Native Americans, it would be such a tainted sample that it would be useless.
There you go.
Because
there you go.
I'm talking about the civilized tribes that they consider.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I know somebody on YouTube who did a 23andMe and Ancestry, because the ones I did an ancestry test on my Mexican friend, and sure enough, his indigenous did pop up. Saying it was a great chunk. But like you said, there was Spain, there was Europe, and then he had like 12% African, and then he had like I think 1% like North African. So it's like you said, it's tainted. You know what I'm saying?
Very
tainted. It's a tainted sample, man.
And
but again, it only costs $5 to get on that dog's roll. You know what I'm saying?
But then a lot of them,
information they're gonna give you is gonna be their version of the story. Just like with your ancestors, talking about, like you said, different countries in Africa, but tribes. Like I said, at the end of the day, they changed countries so many times. They changed the name of what our name is, what we're called. So
right. It's the colonization. You know what I'm saying? Like, so more so when we talk about the country, it's what the modern day country is, but you also look at the people, because at one point it's believed that they migrated from East Africa to West Africa. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely the colonization definitely plays a part even in Africa, because they were trusting of the Europeans, and this is why you have Africans who speak French, why you have them speaking
Yep.
English, Dutch,
Yep.
and you know, and Portuguese.
The whole world too, by the way, guys. It's not just Africa, Asia. Very
So
bad.
we gotta we're
Very
gonna
bad.
end this stream. Make sure you tune in Friday. It'll be better. I promise you. We'll see you next week. We're gonna stay backstage and talk, but it's gonna be better. I promise you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for
All right,
tuning
guys.
in. Have a good one. Peace.